You sound like you're from London.
I had this song on my phone too, and I forgot about it. Well, the guy singing is Eric Turner. He's really good too.
I'm on my way.
He's like the British Charlie Puth.
That could be
Charlie Puth.
Charlie Booth.
Okay.
Charlie Puth.
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 Hey. What up? Everybody say hello, YouTube.
Good morning, YouTube.
Good morning.
Yo.
Hello.
Hello, YouTube.
Two and a half.
Huh?
2.5.
Good, huh? Yeah, look at that. I forgot about that song. I love that song. Oh,
Whoa.
They called because they were in my car.
Huh?
Yeah, they were cold because they were in my car.
They're not cold anymore. They feel good.
FM Fox Sports Shoals. Taking a look at your forecast today, it's going to be mostly sunny, high around 59 tonight, around 36. Mostly sunny, high around 64 for Wednesday, with a slim chance of drizzle.
Drizzle.
Increasing clouds and low around 46. Partly sunny, high around 68 for your Thanksgiving Day. Mostly cloudy, low around 53 for Thursday night. Chances of rain all this weekend. Fox Sports Shoals. Fox Sports Shoals. 7.9 FM. W250BY. And AM 1340 WSPN. Where sports meets music.
Hey, is this one work? This one to work also? Wait, no, it's connected, isn't it? Where's that? Where's the?
What's
this
that?
is the.
For the wrestling career, Drum Drumber, starting now and every Tuesday, 11 a.m. to noon.
You gonna do it or?
John Cena sucks.
You got
John
it.
Cena sucks. John Cena sucks. John Cena sucks.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Fox Sports Shoals, the wrestling road with Drum Drumber. I am Chad Burdine, and Justin Holder, my co-host, is not here this morning. He is in Virginia with his family doing some Thanksgiving festivities. But in the meantime, we do have the Toddacy filling in for him. How you doing, Mr. Todd?
Doing well, Chad, and yourself, sir?
Doing great, man. We just came back from a awesome weekend of amazing live events that we attended this past weekend.
Yeah, thanks for taking it.
I know, man. We had when did we get tickets? Like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. It was kind of a last minute gig, but yeah, right. We also have Max Pride here. What's up, Max?
Not much, man. How you doing?
Doing good, man. Did you have a good time this weekend?
Oh, I loved every minute of it.
I'm not really hearing Max. Yeah, but Max. I gotta tell you, that was probably the first show. That was probably the first Ring of Honor show you've ever been to, right?
Yes.
First and only.
First and only.
I had a blast. First of all, I had no idea what to expect at a Ring of Honor show because I've been to so many TNA and WWE live events and NXT. But man, the Ring of Honor, the fan base is they're all like us. They're all complete huge wrestling marks.
Oh,
Every
yeah.
one of them. And as soon as we got there, we didn't make it quite on time because, once again, Justin has to take forever to leave, get everything taken care of before we leave. I get it, you know. So we show up like about 15 minutes late, and man, the reaction that I heard from outside, it was at the Nashville Fairgrounds in Nashville, and so loud. I mean, the way they would hit the front of the Ring of Honor signs on the barricades and you know the guardrails.
Is that the same place where the Asylum was, where
Yeah.
they did the TV
Yeah.
show? That's a really
It's
sweet
a really
venue.
cool venue, and I think they've got like a racetrack, you know, really close to it. But by far the best live wrestling, true wrestling. Forget the entertainment value. True wrestling show I have ever been to. And the first main event, and here's what's weird. They were actually, I had no idea what to expect, but they ended up recording, what, was it 3 episodes?
Yeah, it was 3 episodes.
I mean, the show started at 7:30 p.m. We didn't get out of there till,
Like after midnight.
yeah, I mean, 11:45, almost midnight. I mean, it was fantastic. Had the best time of my life. And I've got to say, because, Max, you and I are representing our 2 sweet Young Bucks shirts right now, I'm on the Young Bucks bandwagon right now.
About time.
I mean, they're fantastic. I was just talking about it before the show, before we went on air. They are a walking mark. That's both of them. That's all they are. I mean, it's everything from the 80s, from all the cool catchphrases and gimmicks of the 90s, and the finishing moves. It's an acquisition of one product, and that's who they are. They're just complete marks. But they faced the Briscoes, who, man, they are intense. I had no idea what to expect between them. From a live standpoint, I've seen a couple of their matches before, but they were really cool, down-to-earth people. I met Kevin Kelly while we were there. He was awesome in the Attitude Era. Who else did we see there?
We got the group picture with Jay Briscoe.
Yeah, that was really cool. Steve Carino came out and
Nice.
did like a
DCW
little promo.
original.
Yeah, it was awesome. He had surgery. I don't know where it was, maybe his
on
neck.
his neck.
Yeah. And he came out and did a promo and talked, to everybody, talking about when he was possibly going to return or if he's ever going to return again. But our wishes and good thoughts go to you, Steve Carino, if you're listening, which we know you are because we told you about it. We gave you our card, so hopefully you're tuning in. But Max, what was your favorite match of the whole night?
Oh gosh, that's real tough. There was just so many good matches that night. I mean, you can't go wrong with the Bucks and the Briscoes,
But that last match, the 5-on-5.
it was okay.
Oh, come on, dude.
It was okay. It was weird. They could have just did it a little bit better, having like Roderick Strong with the Bucks and the Briscoes versus Lethal with the rest of the House of Truth, and maybe Cedric Alexander and Adam Page.
But come on, it was 5-on-5, and it was just
random.
It was called spot after called spot after called spot, but it was entertaining.
Oh yeah,
From a wrestling standpoint, like you can still be entertaining in the wrestling physical match itself without having to do a lot of backstage antics and a lot of nonsense promos cut in between matches. This was entertainment during the match, and that's what's missing, I think, in WWE right now.
Well, you want to send the fans home on a high. You want to send them home saying, "Wow!" That's why the main event is the main event. Is what people think about on their way home. That's what they're talking
What
about.
they're left with.
Exactly. So, you want that main event to be like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Your
You
selling
want that-
point.
Exactly.
Yes.
Everything that you do on that show should be building up to that main event.
Well, you know what? We already got a caller. We're going to go ahead and take a call this morning on the Wrestling Row. Good morning. How are you? Hey, hey, hey.
What's
How
up,
are
B?
you?
What's
I
going
know
on?
it's you. How you been, man?
What's up, B Squad?
Yeah. B Squad.
B Squad.
Are you having fun? Are you losing service because you're in the mountains, or are you losing service because you have Sprint, not a sponsor? Oh, okay, just checking. Oh, yeah.
Jog.
Or was it Yog? It's maybe a long J. Apparently, it's just something that you just run in an extended period of time. Wait! Boobs, boobs, boobs. 1, 2, boobs. The guy in front of us, bless his heart. I guess it was his wife. We were sitting second row, and on the front row there was this couple right in front of us, which I thought we were annoying them for a while, but God, I think they loved it. They were doing nothing but just cracking up the whole time. And man, I think she had a bruised head by the end of the night. Don't you think, Justin? On purpose. They are ruthless, man. Like, I watched some before, we actually went to the event. I was trying to catch up and do my homework on them. Yeah, I mean, they're pretty out there, but gosh, seeing them live, they are scary looking. Like, they're the ripped camo shorts and the backwoods, the
Mark missing like 4 teeth.
yeah, I mean, it's kind of like Wyatt family-esque in a way, sort
A
of.
little more redneck.
Yeah, but redneck. It's like the redneck Wyatts. That would be really cool.
Yeah.
Right. And they're both strong. Like, I mean, what was your... Yeah, go ahead. Everybody. Absolutely everybody. I was talking earlier when we went on the air about meeting Kevin Kelly, because I'm not the biggest Kevin Kelly fan, but I appreciated his work in the Attitude Era. He's the guy who did all the backstage stuff, Oh, yeah. And he did... Yeah. And such, it was at the fairgrounds, and man, what would you say, about 250, 300 people tops? Maybe? More than that, really? Well, sure, yeah. All three of the people that were sitting up top. So, sorry, 303. Let me correct myself. My bad. But I thought that 5-on-5 match at the very end, and I thought, Cheeseburger, man, that guy got over that night.
I was waiting to say something about that.
The guy weighs a $105 tops, and has, what's his gimmick? What is Cheeseburger's gimmick? Does he even have a gimmick?
Yeah.
It's just him.
It's just Cheeseburger.
And Dalton Castle, come on. It was cool seeing him. He was a really cool worker.
Oh, he's got his dimples going.
Max is exposing the dimples right now. He's in dimple mode.
Smirking.
Two sweet dimples.
No, I know you can't top me, Justin. You've never been able to top me, and yeah. All right. Have fun, B Squad. Be safe.
Happy Thanksgiving. See you, man.
Yeah, man.
Again, that's the co-host of the Wrestling Reel with Drum and Drummer. He is the drum to my drummer, Justin Holder. He is in Virginia doing Thanksgiving festivities. But yes, we want to extend a happy Thanksgiving, early Thanksgiving to all of our listeners right here on Fox Sports Shoals on the Wrestling Reel. But we were just in the middle of talking about Ring of Honor. And Max, do you have anything you want to follow up with that before we move on?
I think one of the other biggest moments of the night was in the 5-on-5 tag match when Mark and Jay faced off.
No, that was great.
They kept doing the boots to the face
Yeah,
to each other.
yeah. That was really cool.
That got such a reaction.
Well, there was one I did enjoy seeing. I'm not the biggest fan, but I did enjoy seeing Jerry Lynn. He came out and cut a promo. His hair, I didn't even
I know.
I didn't even know how.
Got his
I
hair
knew the
on,
guy
shaved
was
his
tiny.
beard
I knew he was a
on.
little
Yeah.
guy. But man, he's probably 5'9", 5'10". If that, he cut his hair short. You know, he's in his day, clothes, gear, whatever. And man, I felt bad for him because there's not much more he's going to be doing. I mean, it's like he got injured and.
The sad part about Jerry Lynn is, in his day, he was such an amazing talent and just got crapped on. Like, you remember in the earlier days of Nitro, Mr. JL, that was Jerry Lynn under a mask, basically. And, he was basically their workhorse. Like, he took every crazy bump you could think of.
And he did it 100%. Like he went
100%.
really fast.
I mean, he was over with the fans, and then he went back he went over to ECW, made a great name
Huge.
for himself. Like
That's where I think he established himself.
Yeah,
really.
like
Oh, yeah.
when people ask me to show them a match of why I like pro wrestling, I show them Rob Van Dam versus Jerry Lynn. Like, to me, that is the epitome of what wrestling and what it means for me to be a wrestling fan is about. And he had this great run in ECW. Then he went over to WWE. They gave him the light heavyweight title, but it was kind of a very
There
lackluster.
you go, the light heavyweight. There, that's right.
It was a very lackluster run. He basically jobbed it out to Jeff Hardy in about 3 weeks. And then he was gone again. I think he went back to ECW, and then, he had a fairly decent run in TNA, but he's just one of those guys I think could have been so much bigger than he was given the
He's
opportunity.
classy. That's one thing I like.
Exactly.
He's not a douchebag. Like
Very intelligent man,
yeah,
too.
He comes across that way, even when he talks, his mannerisms. But he came out and he was cutting a promo because they're hyping a match between Jay Lethal and the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. Which is going to be a fantastic
Amazing.
match. Amazing. Phenomenal, pun intended.
A wrestling
match.
fan's dream match.
Oh my gosh. And Jay Lethal, he can't, man, there's nothing that guy can't do. Cut promos, move in the ring. I mean, everything is, and for a few minutes, or for a couple of weeks, he was the only champion in the world, right?
Yeah, only world
Legit,
champion.
yeah, as far as a company's concerned, because with the vacated title in WWE and TNA, having a true champion, and we could say Global Force, but are they?
What about Finn Balor?
And did TNA ever really have a true champion anyway?
Who was it before?
EC3,
That's right.
and then Matt Hardy beat him, but they stripped Matt Hardy of it, and now it's vacant.
Matt Hardy. I was watching some YouTube on them the other day against the Young Bucks. What a fantastic match that was. I highly suggest watching the Young Bucks versus the Hardy Boys. Great. There's actually a couple of matches, part 1 and part 2. But like I said, this show is all about you. Don't forget to call in here. It's 256-764-1340. Again, it's 256-764-1340. You're listening to The Wrestling Reel. We'll be right back.
Cool.
Matt Hardy version old.
Matt Hardy version
Nervous
done.
before the show starts. But then once that, when it's go time, and 15 minutes goes by like that, I go, oh my God, this is. Right.
We still got like this to talk about too.
Oh yeah, we hadn't even done
And you're not having to reel Justin in from talking about himself.
Quit interrupting me.
So, do intro this time, or?
Yeah. And I need to give some.
He stormed out of here last week.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like he threw the headphones and just walked out.
Like, I still want to do a week where I come in, like, and he doesn't know I'm coming in.
Honestly, you know what my favorite part of the ROH trip was, Chad?
What?
Chris bullying Justin.
Oh yeah, getting it back. Yeah,
Dude.
It was hilarious.
Dude,
He was
what?
getting so mad.
Chris Smith is, our
He was
buddy.
bullying the hell
Better
out of
shows.
Justin, and
Really?
Justin was getting so butthurt about it.
Seriously, man. When you finally start to find Justin's buttons and you know how to push
Yeah.
it, it's the most fun. I think that's the reason me and Chad became friends in the first place, is because he was like, you can get to Justin. Hey, Todd. Seriously, I
Did we
think.
just become best friends?
Yep. Actually, I think that one of the first conversations we ever had was outside of Justin's grandmother's house smoking cigarettes. And God, I wish he would shut the fuck up.
That's one reason why we talk a lot too. It's like I hate part of it, man.
Hey, I mean, I realize I have my things too, but
He's just constant.
I hope he doesn't watch this.
He's a constant.
Constant.
he's a constant.
Let's get to Survivor Series next. That was Sunday.
Not
Constant
much happened on
raving.
NXT anyways.
Yeah.
Constant holder.
Except for this coming Wednesday, it's going to be
You
all
said
red,
Justin
everything
Constant
getting her
holder.
title match.
The first match.
I've got it in order.
Holder
do.
horses.
What's the
Yeah.
first one?
It's a 5-on-5 Survivor Series match. It was Bo Dallas.
But was that
Miz.
on the card though? Actually,
I think that was the
pre-
pre-show.
Yeah, I mean, we can talk.
Because
about
I think that
I've got
was,
that.
that one was the pre-show and the one with Sheamus second.
Oh, it was on the. Yeah, okay.
Because I watched that about 8:30 before I just turned it on my phone.
Tune in as the Cavs, Warriors, and Bulls fans go head-to-head for 2 full hours every Monday starting 5 p.m. on 97.9 FM.
I'm gonna crash so hard. Huh?
This is over.
Hey, do y'all want to be live whenever we do this?
Talk to us on Facebook.
Signature?
The Wrestling
Yeah.
Reel with Drum and Drummer.
The world is watching and the world is listening. Here, we are back on the Wrestling Reel with Drum and Drummer. Again, I am Chad Burdine. Justin Holder is out of town today.
Thankfully.
Thank Todd.
And you are welcome, sir. You are welcome.
We just got done talking about Ring of Honor and what an amazing show that was in Nashville this past Friday. But now we're going to move on to what happened on Sunday. The WWE, one of their forefront pay-per-views of the year, Survivor Series. And they were actually amping up 25 years of The Undertaker. And I gotta say, too much build with the Wyatts. It's like it's a constant. It's like it always. This is what happens with the Wyatts. They're the ones that start a feud, and it's really good. But all of a sudden, it's like you're gonna get buried at the very end. Like, what's the point of any storyline the Wyatts are put in? Doesn't matter who it's with. It could be really good. It could be just mediocre. They all end up getting squashed.
Roman Reigns,
Yeah.
Undertaker at WrestleMania,
Yes.
John Cena at WrestleMania before that.
What is the point? And I get it. Okay, if you're doing 25 years of Undertaker, yes, you don't want to lose. It's gonna make it a lot less special. But come on, what are you gonna do from here on out with the Wyatt family? Please, WWE, book them strong. They've got the potential, and especially with a weak roster right now, they're going to have to build
Some
Wyatt.
stars.
Yes, build these stars, because we haven't gotten to it yet, but Cesaro, he's out for 4 to 6 months.
Ouch.
Rotator.
Done. Yes, had
Ouch.
surgery. Was it yesterday or was it today?
I think it was yesterday.
Yesterday. Out 4 to 6 months. Okay, we got Seth Rollins out of WrestleMania 32. We've got Cesaro out for WrestleMania 32.
Possibly.
Who else? There's somebody else that's out. Well, we saw that Bret Hart.
Randy Orton's out for a
Randy
while.
Orton, yeah, that's another guy that's out for a while. I mean,
Bret Hart's out.
yeah, Bret Hart's, man, gosh, we can't even bring him back because he's getting wrist surgery, right? Was that what it was?
Yeah. From
Poor
an injury
guy.
in 81.
I think it's time we make the call, gentlemen. Somebody ring up Duke the Dumpster Drove.
Bring him back!
Come on.
Bring him back!
TL Hopper Fan Club.
Max, but did you enjoy Survivor Series overall?
No.
Why?
It wasn't good. It wasn't a traditional Survivor Series pay-per-view.
It was very
Like,
lackluster.
everybody was calling it the worst pay-per-view of 2015.
And could very well be the worst Survivor Series of all
matches
time.
Sucked.
Yes.
I mean, they were terrible.
there was
Especially
no
compared to the
traditional-
last pay-per-view. Like,
Yeah.
Hell in a Cell was a great pay-per-view.
Hell in a Cell was really, really good, but when they follow up with this with Survivor Series and so much hype going on with the Undertaker, it's like, okay, is everything else that's going to be on the card just going to be not even secondary? Is it going to be like on just the complete back burner?
Like,
Are they going to rush everything?
to be honest with you, for me, the biggest part of it was the return of Goldust.
Yeah, and it was cool seeing him last night too.
I've always been a huge Goldust fan, so I was glad to see him back, and also one of my favorite entrance musics of all time.
By far, one of the best entrance music. I used to go to sleep to this music all the time.
We had this
Love it,
conversation.
yes.
Oh yeah, put it on repeat on your
Yes,
CD player.
yes. It's hypnotic. You will never forget the name of Goldust. And I was at Raw last night and getting to see him still going at it. And I was talking about this before we even went on the air about 22 minutes ago. Everything in WWE right now is so slow. The in-ring work is so slow. But man, Goldust at age, what is he, 46, 47?
I don't think he's quite that old. I'd say he's in his maybe
Mid-40s?
early mid-40s.
The guy
But-
can just move though. Fantastic.
But, when he got out of rehab and stuff, he kind of almost did the Eddie thing where he just, started
zero.
built it,
Yeah.
bulking back up, and right now, actually, I'd say probably about 3 years ago, he was probably in the best shape of his life. Like
Yeah.
when he made that return run with
Wrote
his
a
brother.
book about it, yeah.
The book, which is an amazing book, I've got it if you want to borrow it.
Love
But,
to actually. I've never read it.
It's really good, but like he's just in really good shape, and I'd really, he's talked about doing him and Cody at WrestleMania, which I would love to see.
That'd be awesome.
I mean, that to me, that's money.
I just don't want to see it as Stardust versus Goldust. Me personally, I wouldn't want to see
Yeah,
that.
I would kind of like to see Dustin Rhodes versus Cody Rhodes.
That would be just brother, straight up. I mean,
Put all the gimmicks out
Yeah,
the window, and or even as a tribute to their dad.
that would
or
be
something
awesome.
like that,
At WrestleMania
you know.
32 in Dallas,
Yeah.
because I mean, he was the son of a Texas family,
yeah.
right? I mean, so they're all from the Texas.
He was just a common man. America Dream.
He's just a common man. Love it. Working hard with his hands. American dream. Anyway, back to Survivor Series. Yes, it was very below average. And they started out with the traditional Survivor Series match with The Miz and Bo Dallas and Stardust. And then the Ascension, which is Connor and Victor versus Neville, Bubba Ray, Devon, the Dudley Brothers against Titus O'Neil and Goldust. So it ended up just being who was the winners, Max, on that one?
King Goldust.
Yeah, it was the Dudley Boys, Titus O'Neil, and Goldust. So they're like the sole survivors. But man, and then after that, we're still getting all this Tyler Breeze momentum going. I love Tyler Breeze, but my gosh, I think it's really hard for him to get over on this main roster crowd.
Yeah.
No, because he did so well in NXT. He was there for almost 3 years it seemed. Never won the title, but was always the guy that they wanted to put in the ring with if they wanted to have a good match.
Yeah.
Always, But now, since he's been moved up, every time he comes out, even last night I was at Raw, nobody gets into it. I tried to get chants going left and right. Just nobody bites on Tyler Breeze right now. But of course it's going to take time. But at least hopefully WWE is trying to create a star in Tyler Breeze, because it's what they're not doing with other people is creating legit stars. That's what we need right now.
I was actually having this conversation last night with a friend of mine. It's, we've only, as far as WWE goes, there's only maybe 4 or 5 guys on the roster who are, what we would call household names.
Right.
Like John Cena, The Undertaker. You might be able to put Randy Orton on that list. But other than those couple of guys, they really don't have anybody who, even, people who don't watch wrestling. People who don't watch wrestling know who Hulk Hogan is.
Right.
They know who John Cena is.
They
might even
guy,
possibly
sure.
know who The Undertaker is. But we don't have that right now. We don't have guys who, transcend the quote-unquote wrestling world. And it's more about, it's just, wrestling fans, yeah, we know these guys. We love these guys. But, how are they, creating new fans?
I don't think it's necessarily, the wrestler's fault, because
No.
I've heard several times, especially on the Stone Cold podcast, it's like Stone Cold's always trying to, send out a positive message to all the people in the back now, saying, you just got to step up and do it. But
Yeah.
it's easier said than done in today's WWE political backstage.
Well-
What's going on, because you're walking on eggshells every time you're back there. Like, yeah, they all have they all have the drive to be the next big thing, or a household name, if you will. But as soon as they try to do something, they get in trouble and they get put in the doghouse and they get de-pushed. They get pushed back down the card, or they get fired.
Yeah. One of the saddest stories of that is, we've had this conversation before, is Zack Ryder. This guy
Great example.
from the ground up created this great grassroots movement following with his YouTube show, got super over with the fans to the point where they're
Himself, he did it all himself.
they're chanting for Zack Ryder over The Rock's promo.
Whoa, you know it.
Exactly. And they give him the U.S. title, which was cool. And then they did that thing with him and Eve Torres, and then he's back to mid-card mafia. He's not
because he was up against Cena.
Yeah.
Anytime you're with Cena, bye-bye.
He's not even on the mid-card mafia anymore. He's not
in
even
NXT.
main
He's
eventing.
He's in with
He's
NXT with
in
Mojo
NXT,
Rawlin.
The
Yeah.
Hype Bros.
And it's so sad because that guy is such an amazing worker, an amazing talent. Seems like a great human being. And it
He's just trying to get over.
And he just tried and tried and tried, and he did everything right and just got buried.
Well, I if you guys do not have the WWE Network, you need to get it. It's only $9.99 a month, but plus they've got this show called Breaking Ground. It's basically the behind the scenes of what's going on in NXT, and they've got a really cool thing on Zack Ryder right now, because he is in NXT currently with Mojo Rawlin. They're called the Hype Brothers, and man, Mojo is pretty much like, he blows up bigger than bros up bigger than Ultimate Warrior. Like you thought Ultimate Warrior would blow up before he got to the ring.
Jeez.
Mojo is on another level. Like, it's non-stop. But we got to take a quick commercial break, guys. We'll be right back here on the Wrestling Grill. We'll be right back. I thought you were doing this. Did you not do that? I thought you did that.
No, we had another minute.
Oh, my bad, dude. I'm sorry. I thought I saw your hand.
Oh, man.
My
Well,
bad.
we got a minute.
Yeah, my bad, dude. Shit. We'll just get to,
I know.
Yeah, just run through
I was saying that.
what now?
I was saying that he corrected you on how you said hot bros. It's hot bros.
Bros, yeah.
Bros, man. Bros. Hype Bros.
Hype Bros. Good brothers
Broski.
of hype. Yeah, let's get into like Roman Reigns. So let's get into the whole
I bet, man.
the 2 matches, the semifinal matches. And
He'd
then-
never
Did you hear?
call.
Do you remember what Kevin Owens said during the match? He had Dean Ambrose in a headlock. Headlock City.
You should mention that when we come back on the other.